This is Zade, and we are back on the TooCrafty SMP server. Back for some more Season 4, and today we're going to check out a number of little updates. It's been a little bit longer than I wanted it to be between episodes, and that is because I got really sick, like really sick. It was awful. It only lasted for a day. I would say it was food poisoning, like really severe food poisoning, if it wasn't for the fact that my son was sick a day and a half before that, and my wife was sick a week before that with all like really similar things, and it was like too spaced out to be food poisoning. It didn't make any sense. And then my sister-in-law, who lives in our basement, got sick later the same day I did, but neither of us had eaten like any of the same stuff for a while, so I don't know how it could have been food poisoning. It was just too coincidental for all of us to have gotten food poisoning at different times from different things, like all really, so whatever. But it was really awful, and then it drained me pretty bad for a couple days, and so I was kind of playing catch up from all the things I should have done. And then at work, a bunch of the people that I work with started getting sick, so I ended up in a situation where I was like, got so sick that I had to have people cover for me, and as the boss, that usually doesn't happen. And then I had to in turn cover a bunch for them in the following days, so I actually have worked what for most people in the world would be tons and tons of overtime, but I am on salary, so it's not. But the way my job is I work an amount of hours per pay period, not per week. So luckily it happened at the start of the pay period. So I'm going to have a super light week next week, which I'm really looking forward to, because if you followed my channel for a while, you know that I'm a wrestling fan, and next week is WrestleMania! Woohoo! Biggest holiday of the year, so it's going to be a blast. I haven't gotten a ton done in here because of that. I've been super busy or laying in bed for most of the past week. But I have done a bit, and we're going to look at the stuff that I did do, and the plans and things like that. So we'll start here. My little hut is basically the same. I can't remember if the grass was grown all the way over or not in the last video. I don't think it was. I think I had all my chests and stuff right here. Since then, I've grown, I've moved some birch trees over, and I literally just randomly stuck down a dirt block and just put a sapling down. These are all naturally grown, but I like the like birch forest on the beach. I think it actually looks pretty cool. And so what I'm planning these chickens, so I've got a few chickens in here. At some point I was thinking of making an auto chicken cooker. I just haven't gotten around to it because I've been just kind of eating potatoes. Got cows for meat and mostly leather. We moved some sheep over here. Iconic Plays actually he found some sheep like super far up the island, and he actually brought a couple all the way over to me, which was really nice of him. And then we've just been breeding them up and doing that. Speaking of Iconic Plays, he's building a super cool cave. You should check out his videos. I'm going to link one of them at the end of this video, along with, I'm not sure who else has an episode out right now, but in the end screen of this video there'll be a couple of the new people's first videos, so you can check some of those guys out, get familiar with some of the other people on the server. But the plan for over here is, for now I'm just going to keep this little shack, but the idea is at some point we'll kind of get this island converted a little bit more deserty in parts. I'm not sure how much, and then have like a little bit of a transition to color, and then we want to build a boat dock of some sort, some kind of dock, little pier and stuff in this little bay. There's kind of this river that shoots off into the island, and then over here there's this other little area that sticks out. So I feel like this little spot right here will make a really cool bay down the road. That's not the next project we're going to do, but the idea is to have this kind of started as 1.13 actually comes out, and then it'll be like you can take your boats off from the bay to something that direction. I'm not sure what's over there, but that's kind of the goal, is to find an actual like base area in that direction. So the concept will be our stuff's over there, we come by boat into the bay, and here we'll just have some kind of little shack. I may just keep this and like update it, grow it, something like that, or I may tear it down and do another one, or have like a little like manager's sleeping house, and then build like another building over here. And this will kind of be, just sort of the docks, and you'll come in and the shipping will come in you know, theoretically, I don't know how much I'll actually carry this way. Obviously, moving things through the nether is a lot faster. But then we'll have the dock. We'll have our little like fishing hut type of a deal going on, and like a little factory, like storage warehouse type of a deal. Some of that kind of stuff on this island. And then we'll have our road, which I've expanded quite a bit. I totally just murdered that flower. We'll take a look at that road real quick here, but let's run down here into the basement. I don't think I had this set last time either. I've dug out a little basement. I'm just going to make a little storage room here, although this might actually end up getting primarily moved. This might not be my primary spawn area anymore, so that's what's going on there. But since the last episode, you'll notice I have diamond tools. Yay, diamonds. Yeah, this one. So I finally found a vein of diamonds. But first, I actually went and enchanted a couple of iron picks. I enchanted this one just for fun, and I broke it. I don't know why I kept it, but I did. And then the second iron pick I enchanted, I got Fortune 3, which was super, super nice. So I did a little bit of mining, and I was able to find a diamond vein. I got like 22 diamonds from one vein, which was really nice. And I went over to spawn a couple of them. I think it was Randomobsessor and Anarchy did a stream where they built a zombie spawner into an XP farm. I used it just a little bit, and I guess I should put this stuff back on. And I got the Fortune 3, so I got the diamonds, and I built and I checked, and the enchanting table was like, hey, if you enchant a tool right now, you'll get efficiency 4 and who knows what else. I was like, let's do it. So I did, and it gave me efficiency 4 with silk touch. And I checked again, and it was like, hey, if you put a tool in, you'll get efficiency 4 again. So I did, and it gave me efficiency 4 with Fortune 3 on a diamond pick. So now I've got both of these, which is nice. And I checked again, and I was like, hey, you know what? 3 times in a row, have another efficiency 4 tool. So I did it again and got Unbreaking 3 this time. I've already killed this pick. I need a mending book so bad. So bad. But I've already burned through that, but that was my next pick. And then I checked it again, and I was like, hey, why not 4 times in a row? So I shoved a shovel in there, and I got Unbreaking 3, efficiency 4, and I checked in a 5th time in a row. It was like, yeah, you want to go one more time? And I was like, yeah, and it was like, here, have silk touch on an axe. So that's a thing, but whatever. And then I still need to enchant the sword. I think I checked again for a sword, and it was like Bane of Anthropods 2, and I was like, that's cool. But we're done. The luck has run out. We'll come back later. So that's what's going on here. I then started looking for slime chunks. I found one underneath this hut, but I decided not to use it. I actually started digging it out, and then I said, hey, you know what? There's probably a better place. So I also came up with some plans for a spawn build, so we're going to go check that out right now. And on the way there, I brought this back. You may remember this from the old seasons of TooCrafty. If you followed my channel for a while, this is my XadeCraft banner. It's got the little X. What this is actually, it's a black banner, and then I use the blue brick texture to get this middle area, and then I cover the top and the bottom with black, and then I put a black line across, which gives the X a little bit of like a shadow. And then I make a giant white X. I think actually I cover it at the end. I make a giant white X, and then the whole thing gets covered by the blackness and stuff. Yeah, different things. I can't remember. I'd have to do it. But yeah, and it comes up with this kind of cool like X, which sort of like the X in our channel logo and branding. And then it's got this like brick pattern, which if you kind of just go really fast, almost looks like a lightning or like electrical current or something. But that's the XadeCraft banner. I dig it. Haven't built it for a while. I don't know why, but it's really, really cool. So I've got that up in a few places. This road, I think in the last video, ended like right here. It now goes all the way to spawn, so we're going to check that out. But you can see this giant river that cruises around here. Have to cross that at some point, which I do up over here. I built another bridge, and we're going to take... So, I mean, the inside is basically just the same concept. It's a little taller because I wanted people to, feel like they could ride a boat underneath it if they wanted to. And I just gave it a little bit of depth. If we cruise over here, I went going with some iron bars, just sort of made some vague stairs. Somewhere I can like stand so we're not bouncing up and down. There we go. Some just little archways with stairs, filled them in with iron bars, and then like the reverse archways, which I left open, and filled in the base here with wood. Gave it a little bit of depth. It looks kind of cool at night because I just hit a couple torches there, and it gives it just a little bit of a glow. With the inside, I've got the oak wood under the water and the birch wood above, so it kind of gives it that wet look. Just made a nice little pillar and some archways. I really dig it. Super simple, but also I think it looks super, super nice. And then that just gives us the pathway over here. You can see a little better the siding as we go across. And yeah, so that's the bridge. And then you can see spawn already there. You can see this bridge from spawn in a couple spots, which is pretty cool. But we are going to work on a spawn build next. That's the next thing. And the first thing we're going to do, well, not the first thing we're going to do. We built an area. The goal is to build a tower. If you followed my last TooCrafty series, I always have XadeMart and spawn where we sell random things, usually from villagers and stuff like that. You can see this is the last little stairway that comes up into spawn. If you look really closely at the back of this ugly cobble wall, D was nice enough, Randomobsessor who built this, was nice enough to write hi. It's H-A-I because I always say hi like that for some reason, and Zade. You can see it in the buttons. I told her it was a wonderful view coming from my area as I ran into spawn, so she said hello. So hi D, how's it going? But what we're doing is over here, instead of XadeMart this time around, where we sell things from villagers and just collections and farms and whatnot, we're going to build Xade towers, because all those other cowards over here didn't want to play in Amplified anymore because they were all scared to fall off a cliff. So if the world's not big and tall, our build is going to be big and tall. So we're going to make a big... I just punched out the torch. We're going to make a big tower over here. That's the plan, right? And there's going to be some sort of a XadeMart in the tower. All right, cool. And yeah, so it's going to be this big thing. It's going to tower up over there, over spawn, and which is mostly, kind of all over there. And then I've got this kind of just construction zone going, so people could tell there's stuff going on. And that's why there's like these warning construction zone ahead signs and whatnot. I fenced off the whole area because spawn is definitely not mob safe. So I fenced off my whole area, and I dug it out just a little bit so you could see like where we're digging in the foundation and stuff. And at some point we're going to get a tower going in here, but I've got to figure out how we're going to design it exactly because I don't want it to look really plain and tacky. But we are limited to this giant forest with some beaches. So we've got oak and birchwood, we've got stone and all the variations thereof, and then we've got the three, we've got diorite, granite, and andesite, and we can go into the nether so we can get nether brick, and that's largely it. So a little bit of clay, it's hard to get, a little bit of sandstone, but again that's limited. So you can get some highlights and stuff like that. We can hopefully get enough concrete and sand to do maybe some gravel or some concrete, sorry. But at that point, yeah, we're pretty limited. We're missing a lot of resources right now. So exactly what we're going to build a tower out of it and how we're going to make it look is to be determined. But we'll figure something out. And what we're doing first, though, is digging. Let's actually look at something before we dig down. Let's look at my statistics so you can see. I miss my other world where I have the most amazing picks and things in the world with items and enchants. I've done a lot of digging here so far, but I don't have the diamonds and the enchants to actually make that a thing. So check this out. Stone picks. Okay, this one right here. Times depleted. This is the amount of times we've broken stuff. I've already broken 65 stone picks, 33 stone shovels. So that's really awesome. Been a lot of long fun and breaking of stuff. But a lot of that was over mining at the hut, but a lot of that has been right here. This is a slime chunk. If I hit F3G to pull this up. Alright, so this is a slime chunk here. This is the platform that we're standing on. This, also a slime chunk. And actually, This one, if I were to peek through, this one that's right here in the air is also a slime chunk, but I didn't want to worry about the corner. I figured 2 should be enough. So what I've been doing is I dug out the top layer. This is the highest that they'll spawn. And now we're going to dig these channels all the way around. I've already dug out 2 sides in the last few days of busyness is all I've been able to get, but I've dug out this. And I've dug out this, and we're going to dig out the other 2 sides. There is this ravine right here, which is fun. I was able to light that up for the most part. Yeah, there's a lot of unlit caves over here. There's also, unfortunately, I was hoping by building this as spawn instead of my hut, we'd get better AFK slime ball rates because other people would be in the area. Unfortunately, there's also the problem there's a lot of people mining over here, and some of them are finding caves and making mines and barely lighting them up, so I'm going to have to go through and relight a lot of that stuff. Whatever. Let's come down. What we're going to do, so in a normal slime farm these days, what you do is you make a bunch of layers, and that's what we'll do. Once the other 2 sides are dug out, what I'll start doing is I'll have this platform, and I'll get rid of the torches and put some pumpkins, jack-o'-lanterns in there, and then you'll dig out 3 empty spots and make another platform, and then I'll dig out 3 more, make a platform, and so on. And for now, it's just going to be this giant brick of a thing. In a normal slime farm these days, what you would do is the slimes would spawn, and eventually they'd find the edge and they'd jump, and you'd have water kind of where this block is. So like right here you'd have water, and the water would be pushing out towards this wall the whole way around, and you'd line the edge with cactus in just a zigzag pattern, and then you'd put a row of hoppers all the way around it, and the slimes would come down, they get shoved into the cactus, they die, their slime balls go into the hoppers and into your collection area. Well, that's what I would normally do, except as mentioned previously, mostly in the last episode, I guess I kind of mentioned it in this episode, our island is a giant forest surrounded by beach. Cactus only spawns in mesa and desert biomes. There is no mesa or desert biome currently accessible to us. We cannot get cactus until 1.13 comes out and we venture off the island so that we don't mess up too much of the ocean world generation. So I can't do that. So in order to kill slimes, we have to do something else. And let me take a quick cut because I don't have the stuff in my bags. Let me take a quick cut. I'm going to go grab that stuff. Some of it we're going to go super old school, and we're going to put some modifications into some super old school stuff because the old school stuff doesn't work anymore either because the mechanics have changed. It's going to use some water streams. It's going to use lava. It's going to use magma blocks. It's going to use drowning people. Not people, slimes. But yeah, we're going to build a current version to be AFKable, to just build up slimes, and then once we get enough of the area lit and enough platforms built that the spawn rates increase, we're going to convert it into a farm that can be used both for experience and slime ball drops, and we'll see if I can get the spawn rates up high enough to make it worth any EXP. So let me go grab a couple things and I'll show you how the AFK version is going to work and kind of explain briefly, and then we'll do it in a future episode, how the XP farm will work. Okay, I did that side already. Let's do this side together. Let's just kind of, so basically, once we're done, we'll have another water channel that comes over there into this one, and one that goes over that way into that one, and they'll all converge theoretically into this corner. And if it ends up being too inefficient with the slimes trying to move around, we'll figure something else out. I may come back through. I might try to get some ice. I think if I just pillar up really far, I can build ice up in the air somewhere and silk touch it and come down. I'll mess around in creative and see if it speeds anything up. Let's fill this in. We'll come back to a lot of these little holes and stuff as we dig down and build our layers. But basically all I'm doing, so we're doing, I did the similar things in my single player world recently. I'm just putting lights under the water just for fun so we can see stuff happen. It doesn't really have a purpose. But we're using some old school tech here. I could theoretically just leave a gap and just let the slimes slowly make their way, but I don't ever want the little slimes being, they're going to fight the current enough as it is. There's no reason to make it worse. So what we're doing is just the old stair trick. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then make another water stream like so, and we're going to dig that one out. So I'm going to another light right here. I'm just sticking lights in every so often, and then so what we do is we put the water here. If you are not familiar with this is an old school thing. It's not really useful in a lot of newer stuff, but it still has its moments. And so for here, I'm not going to touch anything on my keyboard at all. I'm not touching anything. I hit the stairs and I just keep going. So it's one continuous water stream. Alright, so then we just knock this one out. Let's put another light about right there. Where does this end up? Update the water. That's not bad. That's not bad at all, actually. So then we have to decide, do we want the kill box this way or that way? Let's go this way. So in the end, one day, we will be expanding upon this little trick here. But for today, for now, let's put signs right there. Today we're just going to make the AFK spot, and then once we actually start to get enough spawn rates, I'll kind of show you how we're going to convert it. But let's get some signs blocking the water right there, so we come down into this corner all nice and nice. So all we have to do, because we don't have cactus, we need another form of damage. I'm going up 1 too high. That doesn't matter. We want to drop them down at least a couple because we don't want them to come back. We don't want them to be able to jump up. So for now, all we're going to do is just super lazily, we're going to make an auto kill box. That is the wrong orange block. Let's get a little light right there. Put some water flowing that way into here. And let's see. I forgot my hoppers. That's okay. We don't have anything to catch yet. So all that's going to happen is at some point we want a little bit of a row. How far are we in? Water flows there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can go. So dear. We could go as far as there. Looks like I have a bit of lava to clean up though. That's fine. It's totally fine. We'll just obsidian this for now. Okay. So we got some lava to clean up, so we'll use some signs for now. So what we're gonna do? Okay, here's the kill box. Here's the kill box before this video gets too long. Magma blocks will damage mobs, but not items. Pretty cool stuff. Now, in theory, you could put these around the edges, just like you would cactus, and you could set up pretty much the same type of a setup. Let me just stick some blocks in the way, because that's very annoying bouncing around in the water. Some torches. And so what we do, is there anything over here? Shoot, took my water off. La la la. So we'll have to dig over here and build a little collection area, which is totally fine. But over here, we pass the lava. Okay, I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem then. Basically, all we do is right as they're crossing over the water, we put down a bit of these magma blocks. Okay, like so. And then right here, in these 3 blocks, I forgot to bring any iron down, but we'll have hoppers. Ow. We'll have hopper, pointing into a, whatever, and the chest will be over here. And so what we do then is I need some half slabs. Let's make some half slabs. So I'll have some half slabs at this height right here. So the slimes can't fit through there, but the slime balls can. Alright, that's cool. And then this will be filled in a bit like that, and I'll refill this wall in. And then over here, where this stuff is right here, we'd have our chest. Okay, so that would happen, and then what'll happen is, let's see, where's the best place to stand for this? Hopefully we can see this without, okay, the water's not going to go too far, that's good. So you can see, if you're not familiar with magma blocks, they occasionally will burn up the water that they're sitting underneath, and you can see the sizzle. Let's dig above our heads, because that's always a Minecraft safe thing to do. But you can see the items don't get injured. If I toss stuff out, there we go, I was lagging, I was like, what the heck? That was weird. Random lag spikes. The items are fine, they go over just fine, and they'll fall through. But the mobs go ow, 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 and they get stuck right here, and they'll actually just slowly burn up. Now, the reason we don't want to go all the way around this for an AFK farm, one, I want to try to turn it into an XP farm, so we want to funnel the mobs anyway, and two is what you just saw right there. These create block updates because they're constantly burning the water like that. So a few little blocks, burning some water every now and then, that's okay. If we went the whole way around this farm and constantly had that happening, no, that would not be good at all. So we don't want to do that. We want to limit the amount of crazy block updates that we're causing. And so for those two reasons, for now, we'll just funnel them in. So our slimes are going to come down here, they'll land on here, they'll burn until they die, and then the slime balls will go through there. Then we just row of hoppers right there in a collection system, and we can have our slime balls just be collecting down here until we're ready, and then if we want, we can create some kind of an item elevator or whatever, and send them to the surface and whatnot, or we can just stop there and and yeah, so that's ready. Hopefully by next episode I'll be able to dig out enough of this that we'll actually be seeing some spawns and be getting some collection of slime balls to get our first item to be selling in. We'll put up a little makeshift trailer or something to get going with a XadeMart coming soon type of a deal. Apparently I should have made the hole for that right there. Got it. Okay, we can get upstairs now. And hopefully we'll have enough of this area dug out by next time that we can get some slimes going and see some rates there. And as soon as we get it good enough, hopefully we can try out the XP farm and see how well we can get it to work. It'll take a lot of cave lighting. We got to convince other people on the server to light up their mines and things like that. But yeah, we're good to go. There it is. There's our channels. And I'll dig out the other two sides, and then I'll start building the layers after that. And then once it's built, my spare time will be running around looking for caves, and hopefully other people are too. And yeah, so that's the plan. That's it for today. If there are enough spawn rates to mess with that, by the time I'm ready to record again, we'll go ahead and work on an XP farm. But I have a feeling it's going to take a little bit, so we may be working on the tower or something else next episode. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. But that's going to do it for today. This episode's already probably a little longer than I meant for it to be. But if you check out the screen right now, you should be seeing some end screen links to a couple videos from other people on the server. I want to feature some of the newer people, and then we'll try to cycle through and get some different people. But yeah, check them out. Make sure you leave a like and a comment on this video so that I feel loved and I don't get lonely. We don't want to be lonely. Nobody wants to be lonely. Leave me some love, guys. And yeah, next episode too, hopefully, maybe I'll make a little spawn tour, because I know most of the people who have built stuff here are either YouTubers and already put out an episode, or they're streamers, so it doesn't matter. And so next time we'll take a look at some of the things that you can see in this feature snap preview, that's a teaser trailer or whatever. Anyway, that's it. I'm done. Peace. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good one. Bye bye. I said bye bye. Goodbye.